Hello, how are you? Our lesson from Unit 1, Lesson 5. It's about approximation. At first, what is the meaning of approximation? The meaning of approximation in our daily life, we use the word approximation. For example, if the distance between Cairo and Aswan is 895 kilometers, then we say that the distance between Cairo and Aswan is approximately 900 kilometers. It's easy to say 900 kilometers than we say 895 kilometers. For another example, if the price of a pair of shoes is 44.75 pounds, then we say that the price of the pair of shoes is approximately 45. Another example, when a boy is 7 years and 10 months old, he says that he is approximately 8 years old. This explains the meaning of approximation. Remarks. Approximation means replacing the exact number by another simpler number near to exact number. Number 2. The sample. This is means the sign means or sample means approximately equal denotes to approximation. If we see that the sign is called approximately equal, we know that we are talking about approximation. Approximating to the nearest 10. We have a rule to approximate to the nearest 10. To approximate to the nearest 10, do as follow. Number 1. If the unit's digit is less than 5 means 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0, then replace it by 0 and keep the other digits as they are, with removing the decimal point if it exists. For example, if we say, can we read this number? It's 5724, and he need in this question to approximate to the nearest 10. Where is the tenth here? The tenth here is number 2. We look at the units. The units here is number 4. Number 4 is less than 5. So we replace number 4 by 0 and keep the other digits with its value. So 5724 approximate to the nearest tenth equals 5720. Another example, 341.4, we need to approximate it to the nearest tenth. The tenth here is number 4. Look at the unit. The unit here is number 1. Number 1 is less than 5, so we replace it with 0 and remove the decimal point and keep the other digits as with its value. Number 2. If the unit's digit is equal to 5 or more, that means 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then replace it by 0 and here we will add 1 to the 10th digit and also keep the other digits as they are with removing the decimal part. For example, 7425. The 10th here is number 2 and unit is number 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace it by 0 and add 1 to the 10th. So we replace 5 by 0 and add 1 to the 10th to become number 3 and keep the other digits as they are. So 7425 approximate to the nearest tenth equals 7430. 287.2 approximate to the nearest tenth. The tenth here is number 8. Look at the unit. The unit here is number 7. Number 7 is more than 5, so we replace it by 0 and remove the decimal parts and add 1 to the 10th. So 8 will be number 9 and replace 7 by 0 and remove the decimal point and keep 2 as its value. So 287.2 approximate to the nearest tenth is 290. Approximate each of the following to the nearest 10. Letter A, 45. At first, the tenth here is number 4. Look at the unit. The unit here is number 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace it by 0 and add 1 to the 10. So 45 approximate to the nearest 10 is 50. Letter B, 186. The tenth here is 8. Look at the unit. The unit here is number 6. Number 6 is greater than 5. So we replace it by 0 and add 1 to the tenth, 18 will be number 19. So 186 approximate to the nearest tenth equals 190. Letter C, 5432 approximate to the nearest tenth. At first, look at the tenth. The tenth here is number 3. Look at the unit. The unit here is number 2. 2 is less than 5. So we replace 2 by 0 and keep the other digits as they are. So 5432 approximate to the nearest tenth is 5430. Letter D, 123.3 approximate to the nearest tenth. Tenth here is number 2. Look at the unit. Unit here is number 3. 3 is less than 5, so we replace it by 0 and remove the decimal points and keep the other digits as they are. So 123.3 approximate to the nearest tenth is 120. Letter E, 97.8 approximate to the nearest tenth. The tenth here is number 9 and units is 7. 7 is greater than 5, so we replace number 7 by 0 and remove the decimal parts and add 1 to the 10. The 10th here is number 9. If we add 1 to 9, it became number 10. So 97.8 approximate to the nearest 10 is 100. Approximating to the nearest 100. To approximate to the nearest 100, do as follow. Number 1. If the 10th digit is less than 5, like we said before, that's mean number 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Then replace every digit to the right of hundreds place by 0 and keep the other digits as they are. For example, 327. Approximate to the nearest hundreds. The hundreds here is number 3. Look at the tens. The tens here is number 2. 2 is less than 5. So we replace 2 and 7 by zeros and keep 3 with its value. So 327 approximate to the nearest hundreds is 300. Example number 2. 148.9 approximate to the nearest hundreds. At first, the hundreds here is number 1. Look at the tens. The tens here is number 4. 4 is less than 5. So we replace the tens and ones or units and remove the decimal point and keep 1 with its value. So 148.9 approximate to the nearest hundred is 100. Number 2. If the 10th digit is equal to 5 or more, like 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, then replace every digit to the right of the hundreds by zeros and add 1 to the hundredth digit and also keep the other digits as they are. For example, 5267. The hundredth here is number 2. Look at the tens. The tens here is number 6. 6 is more than 5. So we'll replace the tens and ones by zeros. So 6 and 7 are zeros. And add 1 to the hundred. The hundred here is number 2. 2 became number 3 and keep number 5 with its value. So 5267 approximate to the nearest hundreds is 5300. Example number 2. 6750. At first, look at the hundred. Hundreds here is 7 and tens is 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace the digit to the right of hundreds by 0. So we replace the tens and units by 2 zeros and add 1 to the hundred. So 7 became number 8 and keep number 6 with its value. 6750 approximate to the nearest hundred is 6800. Approximate each of the following numbers to the nearest hundred. Letter A, 876. At first, hundreds here is number 8. Look at the tens. Tens here is number 7. 7 is greater than 5. So we replace the tens and the units by 2 zeros and add 1 to the hundred. So 876 approximate to the nearest hundred is 900. Letter B, 724. Hundreds here is number 7. Look at the tens. Tens here is number 2. 2 is less than 5. So replace the tens and units by 2 zeros and keep 7 with its value. 724 became 700. Letter C, 5135. The hundreds here is number 1. And the tenth here is number 3, 3 less than 5. Replace tenths and units by two zeros and keep the hundreds with its value. So 5135 after approximating to the nearest hundreds is 5100. Letter D. 2187.8 approximate to the nearest hundred. The hundred here is number 1. Look at the tenth. Tenth here is number 8. 8 is greater than 5. So we replace 8 and 7 by two zeros and remove the decimal part and add 1 to the hundreds. It became number 2200. Letter E. 550. Hundred here is number 5 and tenth here is number 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace the tenths and the units by two zero and add 1 to the hundred. So 550 approximate to the nearest hundred is 600. Approximating to the nearest thousand rule. To approximate to the nearest thousand, do as follow. If the hundredth digit is less than 5, mean 43210, then replace every digit to the right of the thousandth place by 0 and keep the other digits as they are. For example, if we say that 4173. At first, the thousandth here is number 4 and the hundredth is number 1. 1 is less than 5. So we replace hundreds, tens and units by zeros and keep thousands with its value. It's number 4. So 4173 approximate to the nearest thousands is 4 thousandths. Example number 2, 8359.1 approximate to the nearest thousands. Thousandths here is number 8. Look at the hundreds. Hundreds is number 3. 3 is less than 5, so we replace the hundreds and tenths units by zeros and keep the thousandths with its value. It became 8,000. Number 2. If the hundredth digit is equal to 5 or more, that means 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then replace every digit to the right of thousandths by 0 and add 1 to the thousandth digits and also keep the other digits as they are. For example, 6,942. The thousandth here is 6 and hundredths is 9. 9 is greater than 5. So first step, replace all the digits to the thousandths on the right with zeros. We have here replace 942 by 3 zeros and add 1 to 6. 6 became number 7. So 6,942 approximate to the nearest thousandths is 7 thousandths. 170,541. At first the thousandths here is 0 and hundredths here is number 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace it and other digit to the right by zeros and add 1 to the thousandth. So thousand here 0, 0 became number 1 and keep 17 with its value. So 170,541 approximate to the nearest thousandths is 171 thousandths. Approximate each of the following to the nearest thousandths. Letter A, 3465. At first, the thousandth here is number 3. Look at the hundreds. Hundreds here is number 4. 4 is less than 5. So we replace hundreds, tenths and units by 3 zeros and keep thousandths with its value. It became 3000. Letter B, 2950. Thousandths here is number 2 and hundreds here is number 9. 9 is greater than 5. So we will replace hundreds, tenths and units by 3 zeros and add 1 to the tenth. So number 2 became number 3. 2950 approximate to the nearest thousandths became 3000. Letter C. 501. Where is the thousandth here? There is no thousandth. Let's say the thousandth here is number 0. Look at the hundredth. The hundredth here is number 5. 5 give 1 to the thousandth. So we replace hundreds, tenths, units by 3 zeros and add 1 to the thousand. We say the thousand here is 0. So 0 became number 1. So 501 after approximating to the nearest thousand is 1000. Letter D. 2080.25 approximate to the nearest thousand. Thousand here is number 2. Look at the hundreds. Hundreds here is 0. So we replace hundreds, tens, and units by 3 zeros and remove the decimal part and keep the thousand with its value. So it became 2000. Letter E. 12,676. Thousand here is number 2. Look at the hundreds. Hundreds here is number 6. 6 is greater than 5. So we replace hundreds, tens, and units by 3 zeros and add 1 to the thousand. So number 2 here became number 3 and 1 keep with its value. It became 13,000. Approximating to the nearest 10,000. To approximate to the nearest 10,000, do as follows. Number 1. If the thousand digit is less than 5, mean 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Replace every digit to the right of the 10,000s by zeros and keep the other digits as they are. For example, 23,452. Look at the 10,000. 10,000 here is number 2. Look at the thousand. 1003. 3 is less than 5. So we replace thousand, hundreds, tens, and units by zeros and keep the 10,000s with its value. It became 20,000. Another example, 921,602.6. The 10,000 here is number 2. Look at the thousand. Thousand here is number 1. 1 is less than 5. So we replace thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by zeros and keep the 10,000s with its value. It became 920,000. Number 2. If the thousand digit is equal to 5 or more, that means 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then replace every digit to the right of the 10,000th place by 0 and add 1 to the 10,000 digit and also keep the other digits as they are. For example, 27,501. Look at the 10,000. 10,000 here is number 2 and 1000 is number 7. 7 here is greater than 5. So we replace thousand, hundreds, tens, and units by zeros and add 1 to the thousand. It became 30,000. Another example, 565,372.4 approximate to the nearest thousands. At first, the 10,000 here is number 6. Look at the thousand. Thousands here is number 5. 5, we say that if it's 5 or more than 5, we replace the thousands, hundreds, tens, units by 0 and remove the decimal part and add 1 to the 10,000. It became 570,000. Approximate each of the following to the nearest 10,000. Letter A. 30,307,345. At first, we need here to the 10,000. 10,000 here is number 0. Look at the thousand. Thousand here is number 7. 7 is greater than 5, so we replace thousand, hundreds, tens, and units by 4 zeros and add 1 to the 10,000. It became 31,000. Letter B. 10,300. The 10,000 here is number 1. Look at the thousand. Thousand here is number 0. First step, we replace thousands, hundreds, tens, units by zeros. We write here 4 zeros and keep the 10,000 with its value. It became 10,000. Letter C. 74,432.1. The 10,000 here is number, it's right, it's number 7. Look at the thousand. Thousand here is number 4. 4 is less than 5, so we replace thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by 4 zeros and keep the 10,000 with its value. It became 70,000. Letter D. 528,157. Approximate to the nearest 10,000. At first, the 10,000 here is number 2 and 1000 here is number 8. 8 is greater than 5, so we replace thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by 4 zeros and add 1 to the 10,000. It became 500,000. and 30,000. Letter E, 3,999. Where is the 10,000? 10,000 here is not here. So we say that the 10,000 is 0. Look at the 1,000. 1,000 here is number 3. So we replace the thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. We replace it by 4 zeros and keep the 10,000 with its value. The 10,000 here is number 0. So 3,999 approximate to the nearest 10,000 equals 0. Approximating to the nearest 100,000. To approximate to the nearest 100,000, do as follows. If the 10,000 digit is less than 5, that means 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0. Then replace every digit to the right of the 100,000 place by 0 and keep the other digits as they are. For example, if we say that 235,746. At first, the 100,000 here is number 2. Look at the 10,000. 10,000 here is number 3. 3 is less than 5. So we replace the 10,000, thousands, hundred, tens, and units by 5 zeros and keep the 100,000 with its value. Another example, 9,740,111.6. At first, the 100,000 here is number 7 and 10,000 here is number 4. 4 is less than 5, so we replace the 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by zeros and remove the decimal part and keep the 100,000 with its value. It became 9,700,000. Number 2. If the 10,000 digit is equal to 5 or more, like 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then replace every digit to the right of the 100,000 place by 0 and add 1 to the 100,000 digit and also keep the other digits as they are. For example, if we say that 552,891. At first, the 100,000 here is number 5 and 10,000 here is number 5. 5 is greater than, we say if it's equal to 5 or more than, we replace 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by 0 and add 1 to the 100,000. The 100,000 here 5, it became number 6, so it became 600,000. 7,682,003.8. At first, the 100,000 here is number 6 and 10,000 number 8. 8 is greater than 5, so replace 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens, and units by 0 and remove the decimal part and add 1 to the 100,000. It became 7,700,000. Approximate each of the following to the nearest 100,000. Letter A. We have here 17,052,827. At first, where is the 100,000? We have here units, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000 and 100,000. 100,000 here is 0. Look at the 10,000. 10,000 here is number 5. If we say that it's 5 or more than 5, we replace all the digits by 0 and add 1 to the 100,000. So we'll add 1 to the 100,000. It became 17,100,000. Letter B. Where is the 100,000? Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000 and 100,000. 100,000 here is number 9. We look to the 10,000. 10,000 is number 6. 6 is greater than 5. So we replace all the digits by 0 and add 1 to the 100,000. 100,000 here is number 9. 9 became 1 plus 9 equals 10. 0 and carry up 1 to the next digit. It became 52 millions. Letter C. Where are the 100,000? Units, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000 and 100,000. Number 300,000. Look at the 10,000. Number 4. 4 is less than 5. So we'll replace all the digits and remove the decimal part and keep the other numbers with its value. So it became 2,300,000. Letter D. 21,999. Where is the 100,000? There is no 100,000. let's say it's 0. Look at the 10,000, number 2. 2 is less than 5, so we replace all the digits by 0 and keep the 100,000 with its value. The 100,000 here is 0, so it became 0. Approximate to the nearest units. Approximate to the nearest unit do as follows. Number 1. If the 10th digit is less than 5, then cancel the decimal part and keep the whole number as it is. For example, we have here 12.41. The unit here is number 2. Look at the 10th. 10th here is number 4. 4 is less than 5. So we will cancel it and keep the whole numbers with its value. It became number 12. Another example, 125.067. Unit here is number 5. Look at the 10th. 10th here is number 0. If it's less than 5, so we'll cancel the decimal part and keep the whole number. It's number 125. Number 2. If the 10th digit is equal to 5 or more, then cancel the decimal part and add 1 to the unit's digit and keep the other digits as they are. For example, 428.6. The unit here is number 8. So look at the 10th. 10th here is number 6. 6 is greater than 5. So we'll add 1 to the units. It became 429 and cancel the decimal part. 10.5. Unit here is 0 and 10th is number 5. 5, if we say if it's 5 or more than 5, we cancel it and add 1 to the units. It became number 11. Approximate each of the following to the nearest unit. Letter A, 28.12. The unit here is 8 and the 10th is number 1. 1 is less than 5, so we'll cancel it and keep the whole number as it. It became number 28. Letter B, 52.5. Unit here is number 2 and the 10th is number 5. We say if it's 5 or more than 5, we cancel it and add 1 to the unit. It became 53. Letter C, 402.601. Look at the unit. Unit here is number 2 and the 10th is number 6. 6 is greater than 5, so we'll cancel it and add 1 to the whole number. It became 403. Letter D, 257.09. Unit here is number 7 and the 10th is 0. We will cancel it and keep the whole number as it. It became 257. Letter E, 0.7. The unit here is number 0 and the 10th is number 7. 7 is greater than 5, so we'll cancel it and add 1 to the units. 0 became number 1. Remember that 1 kilometers equals 1000 meters. 1 kilogram equals 1000 grams. 1 month equals 30 days. 1 week equals 7 days. 1 meter equals 10 decimeter. And 1 decimeter equals 10 centimeters. 1 pound equals 100 piasters. 1 day equals 24 hours. 1 year equals 12 months. And 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Approximate each of the following. Letter A, 3.82 meters to the nearest meter. Here meter and here meter. That means we'll approximate to the nearest unit. The unit here is number 3. Look at the 10th. 10th here is number 8. 8 is greater than 5, so we will cancel it and add 1 to the unit. It became number 4. So 3.82 meters approximate to the nearest units became 4 meters. Letter B, 4,924 centimeters to the nearest meter. At first, we need here to convert between centimeter to meters. From centimeter to meter, from the smallest to the greatest, we will divide it. Divided by 100. And we say before, if we divide by 100, the decimal will move 2 digits from the right. So it will be between 9 and 2. So it equals 49.24 meters. We need here to approximate to the nearest meter. That means approximate to the nearest unit. The unit here is number 9 and the 10th here is number 2. So when 2 is less than 5, we will cancel it, the decimal part, and keep the units with its value. It became 49. Letter C, 9,746 grams to the nearest kilogram. converted between gram to kilogram will divide it by 1000. The decimal will move 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. It became between 9 and 7. And we need to approximate to the nearest kilometer, so kilogram, so we'll approximate to the nearest unit. The unit here is number 9 and the tenth is number 7. 7 is greater than 5, so we'll cancel the decimal part and add 1 to the whole number, so it became 9 kilograms. Letter D, 3645 piasters to the nearest LE, pound. From the smallest to the greatest will divide it by 100 and the decimal point will move 2 digits from the right. It will be between 6 and 4. It's be 36.45. Approximate to the nearest pound. The unit here is number 6 and the tenth is number 4. 4 is less than 5, so we'll cancel it and keep the whole number with its value. It became number 36. Rule to approximate any fraction to the nearest unit, do as follows. Multiply the numerator by 2. Then you have two cases. If the product is less than denominator, then cancel the fraction and keep the whole number as it. For example, we have here 10 and quarter. We need to approximate to the nearest unit, so we'll multiply the numerator by 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 is less than 4, so we'll cancel the fraction and keep the whole number with its value. It's be number 10. Number 2, if the product is greater than or equal to the denominator, then cancel the fraction and add 1 to the units digits. For example, 24 and 4 over 5. We'll multiply 4 times 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. 8 is greater than 5, so we'll add 1 to the whole number, so 24 and 4 over 5 became number 25. Approximate each of the following to the nearest unit. 6 and a half. Okay, we'll multiply the numerator by 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 here equals the denominator, so we'll add 1 to the whole number, so 6 and a half became number 7. 3 and quarter. 3 and a quarter. We'll multiply the numerator by 2. 1 times 2 equals 2. 2 is less than 4, so we'll keep the whole number with its value. So 3 and a quarter became number 3. 1 over 8. Approximate to the nearest 0. Approximate equals 0. Well, if we multiply 1 times 2 equals 2, and 2 is less than 8, so we'll keep the whole number with its value. We have here no whole number. Let's say the whole number here is 0, so it's be 0. 19 and 3 over 4. We'll multiply the numerator by 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. 6 is greater than 4, so we'll add 1 to the whole number, so 19 became number 20. Approximate to the nearest tenth. To approximate to the nearest tenth or 0.1 or 1 over 10, do as follow. Number 1. If the hundredth digit is less than 5, that means 4, 3, 2, 1 or 0, then cancel all the digits to the right of the tenth place and keep the other digits as they are. For example, 6.42. Approximate to the nearest tenth. Tenth here is number 4. Look at the hundredth. Hundredth is number 2. 2 is less than 5, so we'll cancel it and keep the tenth with its value. So it became 6.4. 17.345. The tenth here is number 3. Look at the hundredth. Hundredth here is number 4. 4 is less than 5, so we'll cancel it and keep the tenth with its value. It became 17.3. Number 2. If the hundredth digit is equal to 5 or more, then cancel all the digits to the right of the tenth place and add 1 to the tenth digits, and also keep the other digits as they are. For example, 123.75. Tenth here is number 7 and hundredth is number 5, so we'll cancel the hundredths and add 1 here to the tenth. Tenth became number 8, so it became 123.8. Another example, 327.082. At first, look at the tenth. Tenth here is 0. The hundredth is 8. It is greater than 5, so we'll cancel the hundredth and the thousandths and add 1 to the tenth. It became 327.1. Approximate each of the following to the nearest tenth. Letter A. 6.247. At first look at the tens. Tens here is number 2 and hundredth is number 4. 4 is less than 5, so we'll cancel it and keep the tens with its value. It became 6.2. Letter B, 56.256. The tenth here is number 2 and the hundredth here is number 5. 5, if we say if it's 5 or more than 5, we'll cancel it and add 1 to the tenth. It became 56.3. Letter C, 17.97. The tenth here is number 9 and 107. 7 here is greater than 5, so we'll cancel it and add 1 to the tenth. 9 here, 1 plus 9 equals 10, 0 and carry up 1. It became number 18. Letter D, 47.051. Tenth here is 0 and the hundredth is 5. So we say if it's 5 or more than 5, we cancel it and add 1 to the tenth. Tenth here became number 1. So 47.051 after approximating to the nearest tenth became 47.1. It's the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening and see you. Bye.